Hello, Hobo here. Welcome back to Dune Awakening. This is my solo playthrough with a focus on PvE, but I'm sure we'll get into a little PvP on occasion. This is episode 5. Last time we took on the Alcyon shipwreck, and we got components to allow us to craft some better gear. And we also got a Holtzman amplifier that we need to deliver back to the trade post. But first I want to craft all this stuff. We'll start with the rags. Alright. So we need the rags. This is our first set of armor, not counting the stuff we crafted out of plant fiber. There's the Karpov, it's a dart rifle. And the Kinjo, a common personal weapon popular among the family members of the great houses. The Atreides Kinjo is styled after the particular variety that Duke Leto Atreides himself carries. Okay. So craft a full set of scavenger rags. Alright, so here we go. Pants. So what is this? 6 copper ingots, 1 plasteel microfloor fiber, and 4 plant fiber. Okay. Similar ingredients for the boots, hood, gloves, and chest piece. And then I have some spice-infused copper dust that we got from the shipwreck, which will allow me to craft one of our unique schematics. And I'm going to start with Khalif's Drinker. I don't know if I read this to you last time, but basically it works as a blood extraction tool, sort of. When you stab, you extract a little blood. So it's kind of like passive acquisition of blood. So I'm going to go with that one. So I gotta learn it. So with the purple ones, you can learn them, or you can actually sell them on the exchange if you want. If you go to one of the social hubs. But once you learn them, you can only use them one time. So one-time use. All right, armor's almost done. Get all the armor, and then let's craft Khalif's Drinker. 5 copper ingots, 7 microfloor fiber, 6 spice-infused copper dust. Okay. I don't know if that'll count as crafting the Kinjo or not.
I have crossed the Vermilius Gap, Off-Worlder, and I still haven't shaken my unwanted followers. I'm afraid I must delay our reunion until... well, I fear drastic measures might be required. But fear not, Off-Worlder. You've come this far alone. I'm impressed. You're a long way from that mewling mauler I dragged from the wreckage of the Proteus. Listen, you'll need a vehicle to cross the sands to the Paranorth and reach the Gap. But vehicles require components that aren't created here on Arrakis. Arrakis has a long history, Off-Worlder, more than you might imagine. Some things, like the Imperial testing stations, contain echoes of the past. But more importantly, they contain stockpiles of components you'll need. Just be careful. Those old ruins are a beacon for all kinds of scum.
Okay, so Xantara is unable to meet us in Hagabasin South, so he wants us to get across the gap to Vermilius Gap, which is the zone north of us. But it's too far across open sand to walk there, so we're going to need a sand bike. And to get the components for that, we need to hit the local Desert Botanical Testing Station. And these locations have the components for vehicles and such. So let's put So this, if we compare this armor to the still suit, oops. Let's see. Let's just compare the hood. So it's got better armor. It's got no heat protection, but it reduces stamina cost, and it has blade mitigation protection on each piece. So it's definitely a lot better for combat. But I won't put those on now since we're going to do some traveling. And I'm going to go ahead and learn this Leader John schematic. We'll try to get that crafted too later, but we need one more spice-infused copper dust, which we'll get some from the testing station. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to show you this, in case you didn't see one of my earlier videos. This is the Terrarium of Muad'Dib. I've named him Jerry, this little mouse here. This is what you got if you pre-ordered the game. Pretty cool. Alright, let's head to the trade post. Yeah. Oh, and I don't know if you saw another one of my videos, but the sandworms were attacking bases in safe zones, like on the rocks here, where they shouldn't get attacked, and eating bases, so they actually disabled them on, what was it, Sunday? So you could just run around the open sands for a while. It was a very different experience. The worm definitely makes the atmosphere big time. Alright, come up to the trade post. Alright, let's turn this contract in I have. Here's the Holtzman amplifier contract. Alright, so I don't think we read this before. Both sides of this war are in constant need of replacement parts for damaged vessels. A good source of those parts are wrecks of ships that didn't make it home. So that's what we got that for. Okay. Then we get another one. We picked up the next part of this from Serim Urchek. They'll pay good. He has buyers who'll pay good money for Fremen-made goods, which we can get from Wally Caves, and we've already got some of that. The micro sandwich fabric and the EMF generators. So deliver those and complete that contract. Alright. Okay. So we picked up the third part, and we'll check that out in a second. So assistance required, issued by Derek Chinara. My name is Derek Chinara. I have been tasked with recovering the mnemonic film records of the Imperial testing station in the area. Unfortunately, it appears that the testing station here has been overrun by a particularly savage band of lowlifes. I have made my camp above the testing station and will reward anyone who can recover the records. Find me and we can discuss details. So this will unlock 150 XP plus. It will unlock the planetologist skill tree, which is the 5th class in the game currently. And so he is on top of above the testing station. And then vial retrieval, do not open, issued by Asmar Effin. I have a buyer who is very eager to recover a stolen pharmaceutical agent. They wouldn't say what it was, just that it was safe to transport unless the vials were opened. The case and vials containing the agent were taken in the vicinity of the old testing station east of Griffin's Reach trade post in Hackett Basin South. Okay, so it looks like we'll get some Solari XP and a makeshift clothing set variant. Okay. And that is done. Looks like it's done at the testing station too. Okay, so we got all the contracts. And we can come to Journey and then contracts. So we have this. So we're acquiring a poison snooper at the testing station. We're going to find Derek Chinara above the testing station first, and we're also going to be looking for vials at the testing station. Okay. So I think that's all we need to do here right now. Let's hit. So the testing station is here. So we're going to come along here, try to stay in the shade a little bit. Maybe stop by base and hydrate. Alright, let's hydrate. Alright, onward. So yeah, the cool thing about the map is it'll show you where the shade's at. It's actually dynamic, so wherever it looks like there's shade on the map, that is where the shade's actually at right now. Which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, I'll show you this. So there's a Twitch drop going on until June 26, I think, or 24, and you get the the Chom Observer building pieces. It comes with a wall, foundation, and there's the top of the foundation. And the ceiling, which is the same on the top as the foundation, but the bottom actually has the lights built into it. So it's pretty cool. You just watch a streamer for 2 hours. Chinara's camp. All right, come in here and talk to this guy.
Watch your step, stranger. Those plants are hard to grow out here, and harder to replace. Now, you don't look like the scrap rats that swarm around the place, and you don't look like one of the crazies from the lab. So what brings you here?
You first, who are you?
Derek Chinara, planetologist, botanist, and political exile, I'm afraid. I've been stuck out here for a while. I learned the hard way. Never say the wrong thing to someone from Kaitain.
Bondsman, the Imperium is built on the backs of petty officials.
Cyprian Io. I loathe that name. Barely a planetologist at all. To think of the legacy of the Kynes in the hands of this fop makes me sick.
Tell me about yourself.
Derek Chinara. I learned the hard way. Never say the wrong thing to Cyprian Io.
Tell me about Kynes.
There are actually two Kynes. The elder, Pardo Kynes, was a legend at the college on Kaitain. His work on the ecological tenets of planetary transformation, magnificent. But the younger Kynes, little is known. It is said that Pardo had a child with a Fremen woman, and the result was a new Kynes. The reason I am here.
You came here looking for Pardo Kynes' child?
Yes. Liet Kynes wrote me a letter asking me to come to Arrakis to help with a terraforming project. With such a famous father, how could I refuse? But before I arrived, Liet Kynes was lost in battle. Without the funds or backing to return to Kaitain, I am forced to work with the new planetologist.
So what are you doing here?
I was given a ground car and an ancient sync chart of the old botanical testing stations. My task is to document their operational status.
Is there a botanical testing station nearby?
You're standing on it, or at least above it. His Majesty's Imperial Testing number 2. Second on my list. As far as I got before I couldn't continue.
Why couldn't you continue?
The place is infested with bandits, who've in turn been infected with something. They attack all who enter, even those of us on official business.
Tell me about these bandits.
Oh, scavengers. The usual type around here, cutting up wreckage from the war to sell. The ones in the lab have gone odd. I hadn't gone very far into the lab when some of them charged at me, screaming and brandishing knives. They were covered in gore. I ran.
Did they look sick?
There was a glaze to their eyes and a stiffness to their movements, but they looked normal enough. Maybe some form of mass hysteria. I don't know.
Alright, I would like to learn from you.
I would gladly teach you, but there is something I must do. Perhaps we can help each other out. You look like something that stumbled out of a shipwreck. I don't have any way to pay. Unless you're interested in a planetary ecology lesson?
I can help you out. We can discuss lessons afterwards. What do you need me to do?
That's easy. Somewhere in the station is a manifest containing a full log of the supplies that were sealed within. Bring me the manifest.
I'll return with the manifest.
Be careful. The people in that lab are odd.
Odd how?
I hadn't gone very far into the lab
That
when
sounds
some of
unpleasant.
them... It was unnerving. I'm not timid by nature, but I didn't want any part of whatever was happening. I came up here and set up this camp.
Okay, so he gave us a quest to get a mnemonic film manifest, and so we got to find that. We also have to find the poison snooper, and the components we need to craft a sand bike. So let's head to the testing station, and it is right down over here. So we're gonna actually climb down here. Quickest way to get to it, if I don't die. Actually, what is my bandage situation? I'm good. Let me check my skills. Have I... Dang, I have a lot of skill points. Okay, let's take a second and do this. Alright, so range damage, 6%, already got that. So what's this? Pistol damage, and I don't care about that. Reduced durability, loss of garments, sure. Alright, let's see. Decoy, gravity mine. I haven't played with that yet. Let's try that. Okay. I'm not a big fan of the shield, really. I don't know. There's so much cover normally. Maybe there's situations in the future. Probably will be where I'll need it. But right now, it doesn't seem necessarily useful. And the poison capsule just doesn't do that much damage. I've tried it out too. So let's try this gravity mine. Pistol damage, what is this? Rifle damage plus 10%. Yep, we're going to start using our rifle. Learning to overcome the drop-in trajectory that occurs when firing rifles at long range, you have increased your lethality with rifles such as the Karpov 38 and Jabal Spit Dart. All damage with these weapons is increased. Oh, yeah. Anti-gravity mine, okay. So the gravity mine works by using a modified secondary phase Holtzman field to amplify the effect of gravity in a spherical area. You can use the sphere to slow enemies and drain their power and decrease the speed of projectiles. Oh, that's cool. Exploit weakness. Here's another technique. You've learned to observe your enemies and predict their weakness based on 1,000 minutia. When you damage an unshielded enemy with a ranged weapon, the hit location becomes a weak point which you can target to increase the damage of subsequent attacks. Only one weak point may be visible at a time. Okay. Learn that, and that'll automatically go on our techniques. Now I want to change over to the gravity mine, so here it is. So we'll swap that for the shield. And eventually we'll get a third ability slot, so we can have 3 available to us. Okay. There it is, right down there. Can't wait till I get a suspensor belt. Make climbing down a lot easier. Alright, here we are. Alright, let's put our armor on. So that's what it looks like. Here, I'll show you the helmet. Now we look like a scavenger. Alright. So we gotta remember we need these mnemonic film and manifest and the poison snooper are these side quests here. Contracts. Okay. So we completed entering the testing station. So we're tracking the testing the limits. I think you can only track one at a time. Let me see. Contracts. Yeah, you can only track one at a time. But of course they don't have to be active to actually finish them.
Collins has been acting real strange since finding that corpse with the Telexu satchel. I don't trust him. Keep an eye out next time you're out on a salvage run. If he starts acting weird, dart him.
Look around here. Some old books and stuff. Pretty cool vibes in here. Nice atmosphere. Fill up our water.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rommel.
Listen to this guy
the ultimate
while we
mission
look
of
around.
These stations is to find or engineer botanical species capable of thriving in the extremely arid conditions of Arrakis. A true challenge, as I'm sure any visitor who has traveled
Here's
to
a
the
little
barren rocks and
chest.
sand will agree. Our first task has been the installation and testing of wind-trap units capable of reclaiming energy.
Okay, so I can use that to protect myself from bullets, but am I able to aim well? I don't know. That's gonna slow my darts down though, so I guess that's more of a trap thing.
I thought I could trust Druce. But I know now that he's part of the plot. Eh? I heard the worms out in the desert whispering to him last night, and the bastard whispered back. I did. They're all in league against me. All of them. But if I get them first.
So it's slowing the bullets down. Let's get blood. Practice some good water discipline here. Because you don't just need water to stay hydrated. When you start producing iron, and then pretty much as you go forward in progression, you'll need iron or water. You will get moisture traps that will collect water, and then you also have reaping tools, and then you get reaping tools on the ground cars. But yeah, water is always going to be an important commodity. material.
Who are you leaving these messages for, eh? It's for the worms, isn't it? Yeah, the worms. Oh, yeah, your belly, it was full of worms. Oh, big, red, ropey worms. But I let them out, didn't I?
I like when they do world building and lore through recordings that you can listen to while you play. BioShock was really good at that. Not too smart. Yeah, my friend's already in Vermilion Scab, and he says they are significantly more difficult. Gotta get her blood, man.
Don't sleep. That's when they come for you. Go on guards. Don't sleep. They're watching. Find a knife or maybe a hammer. Either would be good, but both is better. Just don't sleep. Don't
Alright,
sleep.
got a
Don't
dispenser belt.
sleep.
It's not the one you can actually fly with, but it will, if you fall from a height, it'll prevent you from taking fall damage, so that is cool. Alright, there's the automated poison snooper. Give me your blood. Alright, poison snooper acquired. We need the mnemonic film manifest. Need to craft a new blood extractor.
Beneath the hill where the fox runs lightly, a dappled sun shines brightly.
Oh yeah, we can test out
where
the
fox runs lightly.
dispenser belt up here.
Can't hide from
Maybe.
me, little bird.
Maybe.
Where are you? Beneath the hill in the fennel brake. Spy, my love. Who cannot wait.
I don't know. I think it might have kicked in a little bit.
Go away! There's a little bird. Gotcha! Ah!
Another little chest over here. Nothing great in that stuff. Alright, I'm gonna try this mine thing on here on this. Come at me. I don't know about the mine. Ah man, my rifle's about to break. Jeez. Might be crafting a Mala pistol. I was like, should I craft a new one? Nah. Okay, we got the blue key. Another little chest. Alright, I guess I'm gonna save my rifle for when I really need it. Getting some rubber banding. There you go. No, I don't even have Khalif's drinker on. Come on, man, what are you doing? Okay. I think I just learned a schematic. Ow! So really aggressive guys, you can just let them attack. Oh wait, no, heavy attacks will stagger you if you block. Alright, there we go. Yeah, everyone I've talked to, and myself, think the, got another suspensor belt. Think the melee guys have been made significantly more challenging since the beta. They were pretty easy. There seems to be more shielded guys in Haga Basin South, the starter area. Just FYI.
Once the beast has made his selection, return the remaining items to Bijaz at once. Exercise all due caution in the handling of these items, as the bioagents contained within are unstable and may prove extremely hazardous.
Another key.
Collins and Omar from Broken Land Trek. 2 Doomman still suits. Full of holes, stained, sun-bleached, junked. Want to trade his house trooper rucksack. Serviceable. Omar will keep. 1 Telexu-made satchel with several vials. Opened the vial, but it was empty. Smelled bad. Junked. 3 thumpers. Fair to poor condition. Selling windsack.
Chest in here. I think I might have missed the where the mnemonic file is. There's a hidden bookcase you click on. Oh yeah, here it is. Pretty cool. I'm already full of blood. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it seems like those 2 guys are triggered when you open that secret door. Oh man, I'm lagging bad. Alright, we got the mnemonic film. And we got another so we have 2 passive suspensor belts. We can get a like a dismantling bench version like from Conan, but for this game to break down all this old stuff, that broken, half broken stuff. But we need this particle capacitor motors and other things for making the bike. But the loot we got was this Emperor's Wings Mark I unique schematic, a prop from the famous play My Father's Shadow. This suspensor belt is used by jongleurs for short but effective bursts of floating during performance. Jump twice to activate and float upwards. Suspensor fields are notorious for preserving momentum, and they deplete power as long as they are kept active. Okay? And we got 7 spice-infused copper dust, which is, like I said earlier, you need that to craft unique schematics that you find in Haga Basin South. Okay. So that is pretty much it. On these bodies hanging up, you can actually loot. Pretty funny. Pretty funny if you have a morbid sense of humor, that is. Alright, we got the purple key, so we can go through this door.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am the station supervisor.
And out the way we came. And this is the blue door that we couldn't get in earlier. We found that blue key, looking around a little bit. Okay. Just some, you know, early game, like mid-tier components. And that is it for the testing station. Did I already listen to this one?
Collins has been acting real strange since finding that corpse with the Telexu satchel. I don't trust him. Keep an eye out next time you're out on a salvage run. If he starts acting weird, dart him.
Whoa. Look at that graphical error. Is it still there? Yep. Yep. Oh, wow. Alright, so I restarted to deal with that graphical error, and let us continue on to talk to Derek Chinara again, now that we've completed his contract. So we can unlock the planetologist skill tree. Hello.
You've come back. You don't know how rare that is on Arrakis. Have you done as I asked?
I've brought you the manifest.
You have? That's incredible. I thought those crazies down there would keep me stuck here forever. Oh, wonderful. Say what you will about the old Empire, but they knew how to keep a record.
I believe you offered to teach me something about planetary ecology.
Yes, of course. I haven't forgotten. Pay attention. Life, all life, is in the service of life. There. Though I must confess, I wasn't expecting such an apt pupil. It was more like you were remembering than learning. Odd.
Goodbye, Derek. Alright, so we got the planetologist skill tree unlocked. Planetologists are part scientist, part explorer, trained to survive in hostile environments while beginning the process of terraforming. Their training is extensive as they are the frontline exploration force of any new planet discovered by the Imperial. So we can learn passive. Your field training as a mechanic reduces the maximum durability loss of vehicle components. Okay. Suspensor pad. Drop a suspensor device that launches yourself and target into the air. Useful for navigation and traversal. Okay. Cutter ray mining. Your understanding of structural and mineral composition leads to an increase in the resource yields when using a cutter ray. Okay. Yeah, sure. Alright. We'll play with the planetologist later. My understanding is you can redo your build easily. Reset your points and stuff. I could be wrong though, but I'm planning on doing a lot of playthrough of this game, so I don't mind experimenting a little bit. Alright, let's get to the trade post, which is to the west. But I gotta say, I'm absolutely loving this game, man. It's literally as if they've made this game just for me. I love Dune. Love the Dune universe. I'm actually rereading the first book. Still have some of the Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson books to read. That's Frank Herbert, who wrote the original Dune's son, if you're not aware. And of course, I love survival crafting games. I've been a Funcom fan since Anarchy Online. Alright. Deliver automated poison snooper. Deliver. Okay. Oops. Sandbike engine. Vials. Okay. Alright. So we got that. Delivered those poison vials. We delivered the poison snooper. And now we need to deliver. Get this contract. It automatically gave us a contract because it's part of a contract chain. So we need to deliver Sandbike Inventory Mark II, Sandbike Booster Mark II, Sims Cutter. Oh, that's the rewards. Oh, it's down here. Okay. Deliver one Sandbike Engine Mark II and said Sandbike Tread Mark I times 2. So 2 treads and 1 engine of the Mark I variety. Okay. Alright. Let's get back to base. And then I will probably wrap this one up. I love it. It's so freaking cool. No, we'll craft the other suspensor belt. That's what we'll do. And I'll show you that one.
Eyes on enemy.
Okay, back at base. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's craft that leader, John. And another Karpov. Let me drop some of this stuff off. Let's see. Okay. Alright, we got the leader, John. Learn the Emperor's Wing thing. Let's see. Alright. We got enough. Just enough spice infused copper dust. Alright, let that finish. So I got some batteries. Let me deposit some blood. Okay. Let me fill my leader, John. Okay, so it takes most of the water to fill up your leader, John, but I think you can fill up at least twice, maybe 3 times your hydration. At least twice. Okay, got the Emperor's Wings. So like you saw with that first the passive suspensor belt just saves your butt from fall damage. But this one, you can actually fly a little bit. And once we get the Shiga wire, we'll be able to do some actual flying a good little bit. It's quite fun. Let's see here, get a little run. There we go. But yeah, so we got some new tech, suspensor belt. We got all the components to make a sand bike next time. And we will, so we'll do that, and we'll talk to the trooper trainer at the trade post, get his quest, and then do that to unlock the trooper skill tree so we can get the sugar wire right away. So if you like the episode, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and have a good day.